everybody, and welcome to the Wealthy LaLa Show with myself, Laurie Laursen. How are you today on this fine day? I wonder what the weather is like there for you. It is snowing, snowing, snowing here. It does look so pretty and so clean. That is one thing I really do like about it. Actually, my favorite thing with winter is when we have like hoarfrost, which is that frost that freezes on the branches, like it crystallizes on the branches, and the branches just look of the trees just look stunning. Like it's breathtaking. And if the sun is out and the sky is blue, so you get them sparkling, oh, it's just beyond words. It's just one of my favorite things. So, anyways, do you know what I wanted to talk about today? So I know today is Tuesday, and I know that I was going to, and I told you guys this before already, if you've listened to any of my previous shows, that, it was going to be Tasty Tuesday, but now it's just whatever Laurie wants to talk about whenever she wants to talk about it. That's just the way it goes. I've discovered I like way more variety in my life than I realized, and it was a fun way to start by having different days labeled certain ways, and what was right about that, and what's right about choosing something different. So, which kind of goes along with what I wanted to talk about. I actually wanted to talk about autopilot. Like being on autopilot. It is one thing. Now, there's a lot of areas in my life where I still do choose autopilot, or I'm not even aware that I'm on autopilot. But I'm also just calling stuff out, like everywhere. And, again, like I talked about yesterday, the benefit of what meditation has been creating for me, just this clarity. It's like going, like, this is how I kind of like to describe it sometimes, is like, it's like going into a dirty house, okay, and you start to really do a good job of cleaning, okay, you get things kind of cluttered, and then you know how you just get kind of used to it, because I don't know about you guys, dusting, oh, I am not a fan of dusting. I will go on autopilot for dusting. um, does it always create greater? Not necessarily. Sometimes I think I'm fooling myself, but really, you dust. Next day, it's dusty again. So I think I'm really, truly right on that one. But it kind of is similar in reference to, we allow these things that are in our minds to just be what they are, and it could be something as simple as, teenagers are annoying, or work is hard, or, if I don't get enough sleep, I'm going to have a bad day. Like, we get these thoughts, we get these points of view, and we run on autopilot with them. Someone else goes, and says the same thing, and you're like, oh, I know, and you're in it. You're just in it. And what I've discovered, like, this is why I'm actually giving a crap about this kind of stuff now. Might sound, Laurie, you are just being way too picky about stuff. Do you know my poor husband, that he has said that to me? He says, you are just too picky about some of this stuff, like how I say stuff or how I word it. And I get where he's coming from, because I felt the same way before. And it is not always the words that we say. It is definitely the energy behind the words. But when we say the words with an energy, a certain energy of, it's like you can talk about a person who is a neighbor, and you can be like, geez, did you notice? Like, they never take a holiday. I wonder how come they don't take holidays. Or you can be like, wow, did you notice the neighbors? Like, they don't ever take holidays. I wonder why they don't take holidays. Same freaking words, completely different energy. One is full of judgment, the other is full of wonder. Okay? So this is really what I am calling myself out on, with, areas that I go on autopilot that I'm possibly judging, that I'm judging myself, that I'm judging someone else, that I have a conclusion or something that is not working for me. So, just where I notice like my weaker areas are that I'm still on autopilot is when it comes to eating. I'm very fortunate that I'm not really, really heavy. I am a little heavier than I'd like to be. Um, and at the same time, which is totally kind of a squirrel with regards to this subject, is I love, 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 love the women that are putting themselves out there now and loving their bodies at all different freaking shapes and sizes. Like women with voluptuous hips, they got stretch marks from having babies. They got little bit saggy skin. They got boobs that just, hang a little more. And they have some cellulite and whatever. Like, oh my God, I just love it. Because actually that's like calling out the autopilot that slim and or skinny or whatever is freaking better. Like, who says, people? I was actually oh, there's a lady that I took a class with in the past. She actually does it on sex. She used to live in the US and now she lives in Mexico, in Nuevo Vallarta, near Bucerias and Puerto Vallarta. And she, oh God, she just does all these different, like she does telecalls and stuff like that. And she really promotes a real healthy, whew, this topic must be bringing stuff up. There's that yawning thing again. Um, but she really promotes a healthy sexuality for women, to enjoy their bodies, to enjoy, um, their sexual experiences with themselves or with others. And it's really such a beautiful thing. And I was listening to something that she had said the other day. Gosh, now I squirreled myself right out of what I was going to say there. My first awareness. I kind of wanted to give a bit of a shout out to her. Dr. Shelley Prasad, just a beautiful lady, Persad. You can find her. Orgasmically Medicine, I think is what she calls it. She's on Facebook. If something like that, seems to tweak your interest and you want to go check it out. But that's what it was that she said. I was actually watching one of her videos, and she was sharing that a man, I'm sure that there is some men that judge women and their bodies, if you know what I mean. But when it comes to being in the bedroom, men are just so grateful to have a willing partner, a willing, grateful, fun, playful partner, and like we've been given a bad, hard rap with our bodies. It's been projected onto us. And I love, love, love that women are changing it. And girls, like seriously, we've done a great job of buying it hook, line, and sinker. And I noticed like this last year, when I stand on the scale, I have, gained some weight. The numbers have gone up. And when we went to go to Mexico here last month, I was like, jeepers, I should really try and, look at what I'm going to eat beforehand and, blah, 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 doing the same thing I've done in the past. And then I went, you know what? 5 years from now, I'm not going to care how much I weigh. Like, really, if I look back on that holiday and the only thing that I can think of is how much I weighed, I think that would be really sad. And I decided that I was not going to let myself choose that. I was going to be, because what if I was 40, what if I'm 40 pounds heavier in another 2 years? Like, just what if? So I'm going to make myself feel bad for where I'm at now. Like, just what if we could just be so grateful for where we are at now? Like, and this is what I mean by being on autopilot. Like, are we going to call out those thoughts that we're functioning from, that we've allowed ourselves to buy, that we've chosen, that we've perpetrated on ourselves and others unknowingly, knowingly? This is not a blame game here. This is like, can we just call it out so that we can change it and create something greater? So the greater isn't necessarily to lose weight or gain weight or be smaller or whatever. What if it's to love where we're at? Love this life that we're in. Be with ourselves with it. You know, and even I'm thinking of, a lot of times I don't function from this anymore. I think men are really awesome. Okay? And I remember, before, when I never questioned it, um, we as women, you can be pretty hard on men. Men don't listen. Look at how they zone out. They don't really care about us. They're not big into conversation or whatever. And I realized, like, when I used to have thoughts like that, it didn't allow me to actually really receive the gift and contribution that men are. I mean, my hubby's awesome, and he is kind, and he's got a lovely heart. And you know, he's not perfect, nor am I. We've had our moments. We've had our moments together and individually. And but what I noticed is that when we generalize, like, all men are this or all men are that or all teenagers are this, like, I mean, how do women like being saying all women are, you know bitchs, right? Or um all women just want to talk, or all it's just like, if you catch yourself in any of these things, really ask yourself, is that really true? And is it really fair? Because you know what? I can be a bitch and I can be amazingly kind. I'm not just one thing. I can be someone who loves to talk. And then in the next breath, I can be like, can everybody just leave me alone now? Like, what if we're not all one thing? What if we're not all just an extrovert or just an introvert or just a male or just a female or just, it's even, and I love likening this stuff to food. I do not want to eat every single day the same thing. That's kind of like an autopilot. Do we want to see that there's so many more flavors to all of us? And if we could take away all of the, like, sort of restrictions and the conclusions and the points of view that we have around life, I wonder how much more fun we could have. I wonder how much more flavor we could have. Now, see, if that's a tasty Tuesday, that's the kind of tasty Tuesday I am talking about. Having a life full of flavor. And allowing ourselves to just choose and create greater, by letting go of these things that we don't even realize that we've decided and we're kind of stuck on. you know um, it could be even, that work is boring. Well, is it really? Did you actually question it? Or is it just because everybody else says that? I look back to my 32-year career as a lab and x-ray tech, and boring is not anything I ever found. I actually really liked my job. Where it started to change was, well, number one, physically I was having a hard time doing it, just due to some health stuff. And I also just found that things within the system, not the job itself, but things within the system became very, I found them very restricting for me. Okay. And so I was looking for something with more freedom to be myself. And, when you're in a job like that, there isn't, often there's not a lot of room for that. And I wonder even then if I could have invited myself when I was in the career to seeing the areas where I was possibly on autopilot without even knowing. And so just play with it. see what this can invite you to. Look, is there areas in your life where you're actually on autopilot? And one thing you can do, I'll tell you, people, you may or may not want to do this, but you can ask the universe to make it really loud for you where you're on autopilot. But I will warn you, ask for ease because you don't want things just loud. You want them loud and with ease. So on yesterday's show, on episode 131, I did talk about how I had an experience where it got really loud for me, and luckily I'd asked for ease with it. So it made it very interesting. So anyways, on that note, we're signing off today, and big hugs to you. Have an amazing day. And I don't know, if it's fun for you, see if you can find something that's on autopilot and see what you could ask for something different. Have an amazing day, and thanks again for listening. Bye-bye.